All right, I'm at Whispering Waves Cottages in Ingomar, Nova Scotia. And this is a really great place. There's not much here. It's really isolated down here. But it's really beautiful. The woman that runs it, I had a little talk with, and she said out, I don't know if you can see that little island out there, but she said the seals hang out there and they make this weird noise, but I don't think I've heard it yet. But anyway, here we are, relaxing, having a nice cigar, and I think let me see if I can get this right here. So I stopped off at that UFO museum, and I kind of it's a real oddity, kind of a funny place. And there's an old guy that shows up there, and anyways, I wanted to video him, but I called and then I texted him, but I didn't have any service, and then the text must have went through, and he got back to me, and so anyways, we went back and forth a little, and I called him and we talked, and well, I'm gonna go there tomorrow at some point, and I'm gonna be able to videotape him and stuff like that. So I think it'll be fun. So I'm gonna hang around, and we're gonna do that. I got another day before I have to be on the ferry. The ferry isn't really that far away from here, so I can just sort of chill out. I might even stay here another night, or I might go down to Yarmouth, where the ferry takes off from, to Bar Harbor, Maine. So anyway, there you go. More to come. Okay, there's a couple of deer right there. I don't know if you can see them or not. I'm gonna try to walk over there quietly. They're right there. I don't think they're more than 50 feet away from me here. Oh, she sees me now. Oh yeah, they both see me. Let's see if we can't go there. Look. I'll get up when she's got her head down here. I'll kind of get behind that bush. Hi. What are you doing there? Where's your buddy? Huh? Where's your buddy at? Wow, these deer are tame. Oh my goodness. I'm talking like this, and I mean, they're 35, 40 feet away from me. Unbelievable. Where's your buddy? He took off? She took off? Nope. There she goes. know if you can see the silhouette like of that deer to the left of those pines. Take your head up. Pick your head up. Maybe I can get them to pose the right way. There she is. Well, there's two of them there now. Right there. Oh, there was two of them. Yeah, there's still two of them. Anyway. I don't know if we can see it. Here you go. Little fishing community over here, and just gorgeous here. Just can't believe it. Sun's going down. I'm like the only one. There's another couple in another one of these cottages, but that's it. It's just so cool. I'll sit down on one of these chairs and finish my cigar. Navigation light blinking to mark the entrance to that little harbor there. I just wanted to share this with you guys. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous here, and I'm just gonna chill out and enjoy my cigar. And there will be more to come. Here we got the little deer back. Nice thing to wake up to in the morning. Look at this one, it's still got the spots on. Oh, I scared him away. Maybe not. They're just hanging around here. One's still got spots. I think it's her doe with her last year's and this year's. Deer everywhere here. There's just these three deer running all around here. It's really tame. Alright, here I am back at the UFO Center in Shag Harbor. And we're going to go in and we're going to talk to this guy over here. See what's happening. Here we are, Shag Harbor at the UFO Center. And there's a lot of little stuff in here. We got some t-shirts. I bought a t-shirt while I was here. And there's this guy here. I don't know if he's the actual one that showed up. Of course, a lot of this is, but this is like with some news clippings and, you know, pictures of guys and fellas that were here at the time it happened. And there's a bunch of documentation of what went on that day. And we got a few guys here that were eyewitnesses, and they have their testimonials here. Then we got this Lori Wickens right here. And he's the fella that's right over here, sitting right over here. And I'm gonna go over and have a little talk with Lori.
Thank you, Cam.
All right, this is Lori. He's quite a character. And Lori, you got your story about the UFO in 1967. Why don't you just let me know what happened?
Well, there was two of us in the car. A friend of mine bought a car that day, and he never had no license, so he got past me by driving around. The only reason why we was there. We happened to be in Barrington around 10:30 and getting ready to come home, and there was three girls that had been to the show there that we used to go to school with, and they had asked us if we'd give them a ride home. Because we lived back there, and they lived this way, so that's the only reason why we was going through here. And as we was coming up through Shag on top of the hill, back behind us there, about half a mile, and over the land there we see lights. Everybody just thought it was a plane. As we was driving along, it was going no faster than we was. After we went by the school there, it started going up the hill. The lights started from going level, started to 45-degree angle coming down. Before we made the top of the hill, we lost sight of it for about 2 seconds. Made the top of the hill, we see a light in the water. We kept going to a phone booth and went in there, and I called the RCMP and reported a plane crash. The first thing he asked me is, what if you've been drinking? I said, nothing. It's been a Saturday night, it might have been a different story. He didn't believe me, but he got the number from the phone booth, and I went to leave to go, and he called me right back. Anyhow, an RCMP officer on duty was the second guy to call him. He reported a plane crash. That's why the cop called me back so quick. Anyhow, he wanted to know where. We told him what would they call the boss plane. So anyhow, we go back there, we get out of the car, and there's 4 or 5 more people there. It's 2 or 3 minutes, the cop that called in and reported the plane crash shows up. Behind him, about another 10 or 15 people or more show up. Then the 2 cops that were off duty, that are on duty now, they show up along. Anyhow, in the meantime, we see this light drifting in the water that we see when we went to the phone booth. I got ahead of myself, sorry about that.
It's all right.
Anyhow, when we come back down by, when we see the light just before we hauled into the parking lot, and that was drifting down by, and everybody that come out see the light drifting.
Drifting in the water, you mean?
Drifting in the water with the current. Then the other 2 cops come, and right behind them, Normie and his father and his uncle, and another bunch of people showed up out. So there's somewhere between 40 and 50 people that see this light in the water, and everybody thought it was a plane crash and thought it was plane wreckage.
Yeah.
Normie and his uncle and his father leave. They stopped to the house that's right next door here now. And the guy there that owned the fishing boat, they woke him up out of bed, and they went out and they was looking for plane wreckage. And nothing was found. They've got a story there about yellow foam. That's their story. You can tell it if you want to, I know.
Yeah.
Time as we got there was no foam. Anyhow, no, made up a story again. Anyhow, we and the cops, after Normie and them left, we stayed there and keep watching the light. We watched it for about another 15 minutes and the light just went out. I don't know if the light went out, whatever it was attached to sank, remained afloat and drifted away, or went back in the sky, who knows. But all we know is the light went out. Me and one of the RCMP officers come down to this other wharf here. We waited for the Coast Guard boat to come out of Clock Tower, come in there and pick us up. And we went out on the boat, the Coast Guard, and we could find nothing. They told us about the yellow foam they see when they first got there, but it was gone.
Yeah.
And everybody just figured it dissipated or whatever.
Yeah.
But thinking about it, there's 4 knot of tide there. They might have been there an hour ahead of us or more. That foam wouldn't have been there anyhow. It would have been 6 or 4 miles to the south of us.
Yeah. Because of it would have drifted with the current.
It would have gone with the current.
But these other guys that went out on the boat said there was a thick foam on the water.
Somewhere around 100 meters through it, or and 300 meters long. And
like I know that's not your story, but I was reading the accounts of that.
The times we got there, it was gone, but it wouldn't have been there anyhow. It would have been
it would have been
it's
gone.
The same way there'd have been any plane wreckage there.
Yeah.
At the time, that would have been gone with the tide.
But an orangey yellow foam.
Yeah, and they all told the same story.
Yeah.
They all
And they say something like they dipped the net into it and they couldn't pick it up
yeah,
or
went right
nothing.
through the neck. So,
Yeah, it went right through the net. Yeah.
And nobody thought to get a jar or anything back then. But,
Yeah, right. That would have been helpful.
But anyhow, that's the end of the story. Then
Yeah.
then the newspapers and the TV showed there, and then the divers come and they went out and they searched till Sunday, called the church off, found the government says they never found nothing. So,
Yeah.
and then you believe everything the government tells you.
All right, here we are. This is where the unidentified flying object. This is the original. This is the crash site. It's a little couple of kilometers down from where the center is. But here's where it crashed, right out here someplace. And they got a little park here for it. Shag Harbor UFO incident explains everything that happened. The incident was witnessed by many local people, and there's a book titled Dark Objects that was written about it. But I mean, you know, if you're interested, you can. There's plenty of info online about it. So, Shag Harbor, Nova Scotia. Here we are. UFO incident out here. Very interesting. Lori down there at the center is like, he's very exact on what he talks about and stuff. I mean, he wouldn't talk about anything that he didn't actually see. Like, there was articles about the guys that went out on the boats and were searching, and the police and all this, and what they saw out there, that foam, that orangey yellow foam that was like 6 inches thick on the top of the water that stretched out for quite a ways. I mean, it was a huge amount of it out there. And anyway, yeah, you know, there it is. All right, well, you know how it is. More to come.